Hi, today we're going to give you a quick overview of service discovery in Flockport. Service discovery is integrated into Flockport and there's auto registration of services by containers and VMs. To enable service discovery, add an endpoint. You can do this in the services menu. To add an endpoint, choose a server to deploy the endpoint to and the endpoint IP. You can add a single endpoint or multiple endpoints for resiliency. Once you add an endpoint, service discovery is enabled. All containers and VMs across the cluster look for an endpoint on startup, and if they find one, they will register any services associated with them. You can add services and checks manually in the services menu. List services will list all the services currently registered with the endpoint, and list checks will list all the currently active checks. And we can see all services are healthy but one. You can add services to containers, and on startup they will register the service to the endpoint if available and deregister the service on shutdown. You can select a container and click on list services to see any services associated with it. We can see the Nginx test container has an Nginx tester service associated with it on port 80. To add a service, select a container and click on the add service button. Enter a service name, a service port, and any tags. The IP will be automatically picked up on container start and the service ID automatically generated. This will then be registered to the endpoint. So let's start the Nginx test container and see service registration in action. The Nginx test container has started and we can see the IP is 10.0.4.180. Let's now head to the services menu and see if the service is registered. And we can see the Nginx tester service and its IP has been registered. Every time you add a service to a container, a check is also automatically added. We'll list checks and we can see the service is healthy. Let's now stop the Nginx test container and see the auto service deregistration in action. We'll go back to the services menu and click on list service. We can see the service is deregistered and the check is also removed. You can also similarly add services to VMs. This is built into the platform and we've tried to make it easy and seamless for end users to use service discovery across the cluster. Thanks for watching. You can see more Flockport demos on flockport.com and here.